Thank you very much. Very nice to be here. I always feel like the missing boy band member when you're putting on the mic and everything. It's like you are the boy band member of East 17 that you always wished you were. But I'm not going to sing today. I'm going to talk a little bit about a topic I think half of you are interested in, and half of you is going to fall down and work with your smartphones or anything like that. But I hope I keep half of you interested in what I'm going to say. That is my goal. I will start to tell you two stories. The first one is from year 2003. I start my company year 2003, and I borrow my mom's Passat at that moment. I was living in Gothenburg. Hey, yeah, guys. Sure, guys. That's a team from Gothenburg in football. I borrowed my mom's Passat. I drove to Borås. I had a meeting with Ellos, or with Red Cat, at that moment, the owner of Ellos. I was talking about something that became very interesting in my life at that moment. That was to use data in real time to make decisions now. And I was talking to a guy there, and he was very interested. And this was the day before Lucia in Sweden, the 12th of December. And when we round up the meeting, he said, very interested, but you have to make a decision. Is it marketing or is it logistics? Because you know, this is two different departments in our company. They are even on different kind of roads on the road. Year 2006, I had a meeting with a big taxi company in Stockholm. I was talking about new ways to make money out of the data a taxi car is creating every day. The guy was not so interested that I had a meeting with, and he looked at me and said, I don't see the point. We have 1,600 cars out there. Who is going to compete with us? I started year 2003. I come from a background where I was supposed to make a PhD in what we today know as a high-frequency trade in stocks. But I ended up making models in the area of what we could today call, those buzzwords are great, aren't they? Data science, big data, Internet of Things and machine learning. And especially for me, because it used to mean that you can invoice approximately 600 to 800 Swedish crown an hour. But today you can take 3 times as much as long as you use the buzzwords. Year 2006, I was one of the founding partners in a company called EcoGuard. It creates, today it's called an IoT company. That word was even not around at that time. But it automates buildings. We measuring temperatures, electricity, how much water, and so on it's using. I also put out a new company last year that is community computing, and that purpose is to use data to try to increase the use of public transportations. My past then. I built over 1,000 models. Surely you have used a lot of them today, actually. And it becomes a little bit fun when you meet people, they explain the models they're using in their company, and then you are the person behind. That is a little bit fun, actually. I like it. And I mostly create models in the area of pricing, marketing, communication, PR. But I also are very interested in making my work used to normal people. So what we today call smart cities, another great buzzword, is something that I think is really, really fun. When you make models that change daily life without you notice, actually, that is really, really fun. So, and I often got 2 questions. That is, which model is your best? And I should say that that is a model to decrease how much data you have to give out from a system to the police that increase privacy. And the police become very glad as well, because they don't have to handle all the data. It's just the data they are interested in. Normally, when I succeed, I meet the solicitor or the lawyer of a company, and they explain, you are not allowed to talk about this. Do not talk about this. I made a model to Stockholm's tåg in Stockholm, trying to predict, or actually predicting where a train is going to be in 1 hour, or to try to predict delays. And then put out a press release, and that becomes really huge. That's maybe why I'm standing here today. But it's a little bit different feeling for me, because normally I'm not allowed to say anything, and now everybody wants me to say something. So it's. I believe in us. I don't believe in I. I think that we all are meant to meet people that don't share our ideas. That's maybe why I'm keeping away from these kind of events, because all people laugh at the same jokes and that kind of things. But it's great to have a meeting with artists or advertise agencies. Or I were on an oil platform for a couple of days ago. It was great. People were thinking completely different than people in this room. And I think that is where magic happens. I think it's when you're putting out different kind of thoughts in a room, because then the problem becomes real and the solution can be there very quickly. I also think that I might be a little bit different from most of how you work, because I work a lot with paper, not even on the stage like this. I love paper, because you can do everything with paper. You can draw, you can think. And when I'm using a computer, that is a tool to actually test my thinking. And I think if you're just working with a computer and you're putting out your data and you start to work, you are fixed with that kind of solution that you find there. You will end up with a random forest in every single solution. But if you have a paper, you will make a list, and then you try every one of them, and then you see that your model might be working really good in cases of emergency. This is the part of the model. This is the normal piece, and this is when it's not working at all or anything like that. And I think you find that much easier if you work with some kind of other tools than just the computer. I have a little bit of a problem. I don't know what to be called. I still remember the first time anyone was calling me a data scientist, and I was really proud. That was a great day. Data scientists were some guy in Google or in Yahoo or anything like that. Today, the title have become very wide. And I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm just saying that I'm making models. That is what I do. I'm trying to solve problems. So I'm not sure what to be called, so therefore I actually started to use Stephen L. Baker's old word for us, that is numerati. He wrote a book, really good one, year 2008, with that title. So, why do I stand here and try to say something? I think this is my message. For many years, we have written models that solve the problem. But today, we're actually writing models that learn to solve the problem. And that actually changed everything. Because when we come to this part where models actually develop themselves, when things actually work on their own, we are actually replaced. I today have a system that actually creates better models in shorter time than what I do when I'm sitting and working with the data. And I think that companies that today create data science team are approximately 10 years behind. Because what we see today is that models is learning by themselves. We're building some kind of automation in there. And that is if they are looking for integrating data with business values. If they're building data science teams, that is going to be a part of the IT department that is putting out some kind of solutions to bring data from A to B or B to C. That is a different kind of thing. But if you're looking into actually talking about making value or business out of data, I really don't think that that is a future in the company. I think that is something that is going to be much better solution by constant, but different kind of solutions, so to say, by not employees, by freelance consultancy or anything. Because how many models does a company need when the model is doing everything on their own? And today you have solution as Azure ML. I work a lot with Azure ML because it makes it really easy. Or just the Ubuntu server anywhere. But you have so many solutions. You can go out there and you will see half of the sponsors here are actually selling some kind of solution that makes it very easy to put out a model. The question is, who is building the model? I will give an example. This is my little friend. In a world of big data, those are great. It's a Raspberry Pi. In this, I have built something that I called, it's the branding company. The PR people have branded. They call it a data-driven business unit. And it's actually a self-driving car or a self-driving company in a Raspberry Pi, or in any kind of solutions. It can invoice, it can catch up if anyone is complaining, it can draw conclusions in real time. So if anyone is complaining on Twitter, for example, it will catch up that one. It will try to figure out if we can find the telephone number to that person, and it will automatically call that person from a calling center staff that is trained for this kind of situation. That staff will have information about this client at once. And this is reality today. The problem is a little bit by the Swedish laws, who is responsible for what and that kind of things. So that's why it's difficult to put on the market. But it's changing everything when things actually, I can be replaced by a Raspberry Pi. And I can guarantee you that my invoice or my fees can buy loads of Raspberry Pis for the clients. Sometimes I really feel ashamed on what I'm. My mom is like, you can't, it's impossible. My brother is like, damn it. He trades fish. So my advice is a little bit like, if this is the future, everything is going to be changed as we know it today. That even if I have built 1,000 models, that is not what I'm going to compete on the market. That is how good my model is to fit in to your solution, as quick as it is, and how cheap it is, and how fast it can make work in there. That means that we have to think differently. I think the solution is to start companies. I have a plan to put out 10 companies in 10 years on my models. I'm not sure if that's going to be true, but that is my plan. And it's going to be where I think my kind of work will fit best. Because today, everything is possible with 1,000 Swedish crowns a month, or in those kind of things. So, that's my point. I'm not going to keep you longer. So, thank you very much.